Good morning. Today is day 27 of our U.S. cross-country road trip. We started on the East Coast in Boston. We are now currently an hour north of San Francisco in Rohnert Park and headed even further north up the California coast towards Redwood National Park. Gracie's a little meepy tired, but it's okay. She can nap in the car. And we're starting the morning off at Walmart, grabbing some yogurt to have the granola that we have in our car for breakfast. Then we're gonna head on up and also stop at a Planet Fitness. Orgos Triple Zeros. Banana cream flavor is the only flavor they had, and then 2 actual bananas. Came out to $2.42.
The way these clouds are so low makes us look like we're driving into.
First stop today is in Maineville, California. We're gonna be charging up for like 20 minutes. It's like 38 degrees out. I know I have a jacket and sweatpants on, but it doesn't feel that bad. But there's like this Asian restaurant next to us, but I kind of use the bathroom, so gotta figure that out. And then I'm gonna edit the vlog that has to go live today while we're here for about 20 minutes. Just got here to Eureka, California, and thought we'd break up the driving with a midday workout here at Planet Fitness inside of a mall. Like I said, the Planet Fitness is located at a mall, Bayshore Mall I think it's called. Trying to get this vlog up, but the Wi-Fi is terrible. And then made ourselves a big bag salad, but poured it into this chip bag that we've been eating. So there's a huge hodgepodge in here. Hungry though, so gonna eat and hopefully get this vlog up. Look at that bad boy.
The monstrosity. We stopped at a McDonald's to upload the vlog. It started to rain a little bit. We're gonna drive through Redwoods most likely. We'll see if we can hike, but it seems like we might not want to / shouldn't because we don't want to get like things super wet and dirty. We've already seen a couple of the tall redwood trees on our drive to Eureka where we are right now. So it's not like a necessity to see them. Although I think we're both a little bit disappointed about the rain, but what you gonna do? It's just like the weather around here is like typically like that. And we are entering Redwood National and State Park.
Wow.
As we've been driving here, we've had the ocean by our side and it's absolutely beautiful. And then to our right are these lush forests. It's amazing. Absolutely beautiful.
Right now we're at the Thomas Cutrell Visitor Center. Grace getting her stamps as usual. What's this one? Ooh, that one's cool.
I like that one.
That's pretty cool. Go right out the visitor center. Then walk down to the coast. Ooh, it's windy. That was pretty cool. Specifically the drive over, like right before the visitor center, was really cool. The lagoon on one side, beach on the other, with the waves crashing. Unfortunately, as Grace mentioned earlier, we are foregoing the Trillium Falls hike that we were going to do because of the weather conditions. I'm sure we'll see plenty of redwood trees as we continue to drive through the park to get to Oregon. But also the visitor center was like pretty quiet. And it's actually pretty quiet in general. It's probably just because of the weather. I'm sure in the summer it's probably a little bit better.
There's a lot of elk in this area. We just found a whole patch of them.
Just got to Crescent City. We could have made it all the way where we want to make it to an Oregon tonight without charging, but we would have got there with probably like 5%, 5 to 10% max. So just charge up in Crescent City for like 10 minutes, just to give us a little margin of safety with the winds and the weather. Also kind of interesting, on the other side there's a Shell electric vehicle charging. That's kind of interesting. One other Tesla here. It's pretty gloomy and windy and rainy. Although Crescent City sounds cool. When we drove in, it's kind of nah. This town by the blog. I don't know. Looks like it's a decent size though. This is probably the most north I've been in California. Like I used to think like San Fran, that's like NorCal. But like there's just so much more between San Francisco and Oregon. Anyway, charge up for a little bit, keep on going.
We're in Oregon.
We finally made it to Grants Pass, Oregon. It is a little past 8 o'clock. Sun is starting to set. Well, it's kind of gloomy, but sun sets. And we're actually here at none other than, I don't know if you can see that, InNOut. Grace has never had InNOut. And last time I had InNOut was a few years ago. And my official opinion on InNOut is that it's overrated because people overhype it, especially if you live on the West Coast, you meet people from the East Coast. But I think it's decently good, and especially when you factor in the price compared to other California prices. I know we're not in California, but compared to other California prices, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna have her try it and have her try InNOut animal style as well.
We got 2 double meats, animal style.
And a regular hamburger.
A regular one with onions and fries. Fries look really like pale. This is what they look like, and this is my first time trying.
Get a big bite.
The patties are so thin. I'm used to like meatier patties because I usually go to Lee's Burgers back at home in Newton. It's not bad though. We're finishing up our meal, my first time at InNOut, and honestly, I'm not that impressed. If I had to rate it out of 10, it'd be like 6 out of 10. And the biggest thing for me is honestly the thickness of the patty. Because the patty's so thin, it's a little bit on the drier side, and you get like no beef flavor. You don't get the juiciness and the beefy taste. I think I'm probably spoiled by burgers because the burger place that I go to is just so good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend this place either. It's just like you could, burger's the star. Beef, I would argue, is the star of the burger, like the burger patty, that beef patty. If it's not juicy, if it's not beefy, then is it even a burger?
That does it for today's vlog. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm gonna hang out, just chill for a little bit, charge up the car, and then get to bed. Kind of chilly tonight, but didn't do a whole lot today. Obviously, a lot of driving, and then tomorrow we'll get to Bend, Oregon, where we want to be, and have a chill day probably as well. We'll see what kind of pops up along the road, what we might be interested in, but you know, I think that's just the nature of road trip. Some days you have days that are really packed, like we just had recently in LA, and other days you have maybe longer days of driving, depending on where you want to go. So join us in tomorrow's vlog, but that does it for today, and good night.